Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning and we're having our Bible assembly together. Now, you can probably tell that I'm not at home like I have been for our other assemblies. I've just come into school nice and early before the school day started so I can record this. I might not be able to get it onto YouTube because I don't know if I've got the technology to do that from school rather than from home. So you might be watching this on the school website where you find all of your learning. More and more of you have been coming into school, so some of your friends will be sitting here in the school hall with me and lots of you will be at home to watch this assembly. We're all hearing the same story no matter where we are. I wonder if you've still got your gem. I've got mine here, I think. Yes, here it is. Let's see if I can hold it up so you can see it. Yeah, I've got my gem here. I've been keeping it on my desk so that it's nice and safe. I hope you've got yours somewhere. Now I'm going to read you a story from the Bible that we have in the school hall. It looks like this. And it's the story called Goodbye at Last. It's quite a difficult story to understand. In this version of the Bible, it comes after the walking and talking story that I read to you last week. Here's a picture of that. Goodbye at last. When Jesus came back from the dead, he appeared many times and in many different places. His friends were hiding in a locked room, so the men who killed Jesus couldn't find them. And all of a sudden, Jesus was there in the room with them. They were frightened. They were confused. They thought he was a ghost. But Jesus said, "Don't be afraid. It's me. It really is. Look, here are the marks the nails made in my hands, and here's the cut the soldier's sword made in my side." Then Jesus joined them for dinner and ate some food to prove that he wasn't a ghost after all. A few weeks later, his friends were out fishing. They couldn't catch a thing. Then all of a sudden, they heard a voice from the shore calling, "Throw your nets on the other side of the boat." And when they did, they caught more fish than their boats could hold. "Wait a minute," said Peter. "This is the same thing that happened all those years ago, when Jesus asked us to follow him. Do you remember? It must be him over there on the beach." And all of a sudden, Peter jumped into the sea, clothes and all, and swam to the shore. The other friends followed as fast as they could, and when they arrived, they discovered that Jesus had been doing some fishing of his own. Jesus was cooking fish over a hot fire. It smelled delicious. "Dry yourselves off. Sit down by the fire," Jesus said. "Let's have a picnic right here on the beach." We'll be able to do that kind of thing in just a few weeks or months. A few more weeks passed, and at last, the time came for Jesus to leave, to go to heaven and to be with God, his Father. So he took one last walk with his friends, up a hill near Lake Galilee, where their adventures together had begun. "I've got to go now," said Jesus, "and there's something I want you to do. I will send you a special helper, God's own Holy Spirit. And with his help, I want you to tell my story to the world. Start in Jerusalem and don't stop until everyone has the chance to follow me. And if you ever feel scared or worried or alone, don't worry. Just talk to me and I'll be with you, I promise." Then all of a sudden, a cloud wrapped itself around Jesus and carried him into the sky. His friends stood and stared, their mouths open and their eyes filled with tears, until two angels appeared and spoke to them. Don't be sad, the angels said. One day Jesus will come back into the clouds, just as you've seen him go. So off the friends went, down the hill and into the whole world to tell the story of Jesus. I find it really difficult to imagine exactly what that must have been like. It's a really lovely message that's in that story. We think about Jesus when he was walking around here on earth, and we know that he helped people, we know that he was kind to people, we know that he told lots of stories that had a meaning. And then on Easter Sunday, when he came back to life again, and when he rose from the dead, he then appeared to lots of people to prove that, and then ascended, went up into heaven, telling us that he's going to send a helper, the Holy Spirit. So we'll be talking about what that might mean next week. Maybe you've heard that before. Maybe you know already a little bit about the Holy Spirit and what Christians believe about that. On Friday, we'll have our celebration assembly. Lots of you have sent in some very nice work this week. And if you haven't done that, ask your mum or your dad or whoever's helping you at home to take a photograph of the work that you've done and send it in as a JPEG so that I can put it onto the school website. The teachers and I are having a meeting tomorrow, and we're going to be thinking about all the things we're going to do for you and your family next week and the week after that. Now there's one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yes, your Zoom groups. I've heard really great things about these. So make sure that you're there at the right time for your small Zoom group if you are in Apple or Lime or Sycamore or Beech. And if you're in Oak, then there is a special message for your group. So if you're in Masterminds or Bright Stars, then have a look on our school website and there will be a small group message for you. Of course, there are Zoom stories as well every day this week at 1 o'clock. So hopefully I will see you at one of those. Have a lovely Wednesday. The sun is shining at the moment. It's going to be a nice morning, but I think it might rain this afternoon. So if you've got your outdoor challenge to do, you might want to get it done earlier rather than later today. See you all on Wednesday.